Hello and you're welcome to today's video. My name is Oluchi Ugune. Thanks for stopping by. So today I just want to share an interesting conversation actually I had with a young man I met a few days back. So he's a younger colleague who was going to the hospital and I was going to the hospital too. So I decided to give him a ride and we got talking and I was curious to know a bit more about him, especially in terms of, we got chatting and we're talking about our faith. And, it's one thing to be brought up by, parents who are believers, who are children of God, and then you grow up, just following the belief of a parent. And it's another thing to actually have that personal experience and that personal relationship with God, that point in your life where you actually start a relationship with God. It's so totally different. And so I talked to him and he was like, yes, he's born again, he attends so fellowship and everything. So I just asked him and I was like, was there ever a time you really like had that personal experience with God and that realization or that moment of personal conviction, different from or as opposed to or let me say different from I grew up in a Christian household, I've been hearing the word of God, I go to church like my parents and all of that. And he agreed. He said yes, he's had something like that. But one of the most profound things that he told me was that he gave his life to Christ actually during a devotion, in morning devotion session at home. I was like, wow, are you serious? And he said yes, actually, that his mom was preaching, during the morning devotion, and he just had that conviction and just decided that he was going to give his life to Christ. And then that was when he did give his life to Christ. And thereafter, he started having there was this hunger for God and he began to see God for himself. And as a mom, it really touched me, really, because a lot of times, as a mom, you share the gospel with your children, you're preaching to them in devotion, you're telling them about God, during the day and everything and all of that. And then sometimes in your heart, you're wondering, is this really making a difference? Is my child actually listening? Are they going to change? Are they going to have a personal relationship with God by themselves and everything? But I think the fact that he was able to admit that it was my mom was actually preaching, and then I felt convicted. I think every mom, I think that would probably every Christian mom, that would be like a high point in their lives, the fact that their child actually comes to that personal conviction within your own house and within your own parlor. So as a mom, I was really touched by that, and I just realized that the seeds that we sow in the lives of these children, we just should keep sowing them, and by God's grace, they will mature. And the other thing that touched me actually, so I also asked him, I was like, okay, so how are you coping, like as a young person in this world where there is so much temptation? Like when we were younger, there was temptation, yes, but right now, like temptation is just like at the click of a button. Temptation is just like beside you, he's sitting at the door, do you understand? Like he's waiting at the next corner. How do you cope with it and everything? And well, he was like, it's actually tough, but that God has helped him. God has helped him a great deal, and God has helped him to stay focused, and God has helped him to stay, connected to him through prayer, through studying the Bible, through, interacting with Christian, through in his fellowship and all of that. And though there's a lot of temptation, but God has actually, kept him standing strong. And it was just heartwarming. It was just encouraging, and it was just a good conversation. And I was grateful to meet him and to just know that God is good, and God is still touching and changing lives. So just a conversation that was actually quite interesting. That's work day morning, and I just thought to share. So Thanks for listening. Thanks for stopping by. And I pray that we as mothers, both current mothers and future mothers and fathers, indeed, will be able to experience the joy that comes with having our children turn to the Lord. Do have a wonderful day and God bless you. Bye bye.